Here I am with the 2017 Subaru Legacy 3.6R Limited sedan. Figured I'd go ahead and make an overview video of this car since it's also washed and cleaned up, at least on the exterior. The interior is a little bit of a different story. So this is the crystal black silica with the light ivory interior. The 3.6 models have the dual exhaust. That's exclusive to the 6-cylinder Legacy models and the Outbacks. And for 2017, as a part of the EyeSight package, this does have rear parking sensors with reverse automatic emergency braking. That was new for 2017. So one of the little upgrades I've done here, if I go ahead and turn on the headlights, is I have LED bulbs here in the license plate bracket. It's just a nice little touch that livens up the look of the car a little bit more. And as you can see, it also does have LED taillights. And if I go ahead and pop this open, there's a better look at the bulbs. And there is, fun fact, a little secret lock right here that you can use the mechanical key to open the trunk in a situation, say if your battery is dead or something like that. So here's the trunk. It's a little bit cluttered right now. It does have an all-weather cargo tray here. The seats do fold 60/40 by pulling these latches here. And also, another cool feature is that this has these strut hinges that don't intrude on cargo room. So that's a good design right there. Back seat. Seats fold down as so. Let's go ahead and jump back here. So, as always, I'm 6'4", and this is where I actually sit to drive, and it's reasonably roomy back here. The limited trims do give you rear air vents here that you can open and close, and you also get dual stage heated outboard seats, which is a nice little luxurious touch. Center armrest with cup holders. There is no pass-through, but that's okay. And before we jump back inside, let's take a look at the front. Mine also has these really cool LED lights in the side mirrors that light up when you open the doors and unlock the car, and they have the Subaru logo in them. And up front here, this one does have HID headlights. This was the last year for the HIDs before the LED headlights that came out for 2018. I also went ahead and upgraded the fog lights to LED bulbs, which I can show you later. And unfortunately, since I have 28,000 miles on the car already, this front bumper has seen some things. I got a bit of a curb rash right here. Plenty of rock chips and marks from bug splatters and things like that. And some very minor scrapes up here, but not a huge deal. While I'm over here, these are the 18-inch wheels that come on all the limited trims. And it's riding on Goodyear Eagle LS2 all-season tires, and these are the ones that come from the factory. Now, if you'll notice, it looks like somebody took a bite out of the rim right here, and this was actually my own fault. So what happened was, last summer this wheel was on the right rear, and what happened was I was coming up to a yellow light and I was trying to be a hero and make the light, and I did, but I took the corner a little bit too fast and cut it too short, and I curbed this wheel pretty badly, and it actually ripped open the sidewall of the tire. And this being an all-wheel drive car, the best solution was to replace all 4 tires, since at the time I had about 18,000 miles on them and they had some wear. So yeah, that was a $650 mistake that I hopefully won't repeat. And this does have the LED turn signal indicators here on both of the side mirrors. And then since this does have smart key, you just walk up and grab the handle and the car will unlock. And here we are in the cabin. There's the little welcome sequence you get. And we'll go ahead and start it up. Foot on the brake. And we'll put up these windows and close the sunroof. So here's the cabin of the Legacy, which is pretty familiar now since this came out in 2015. Really nice looking interior. All the accent lighting is red, as you can see. I do have the backdrop of the infotainment screen set to red here. You can change it between a few different colors, and here they are. We'll go ahead and go back. Here's the home screen, and a lot of the functions on the home screen here have shortcut buttons on the side or on the steering wheel, so it's pretty user-friendly. Down here we have dual zone climate control, which I'm going to turn down a little bit. We do have 3-stage heated seats for the driver and passenger up front. Down here, a storage compartment with power outlet, auxiliary input, and 2 USB jacks. This is for the CVT transmission. And then you slide it to the left for the manual mode here, and you use the paddle shifters, and it simulates 6 gears, 6 ratios. Here's the parking brake down here. It's electronic. And then this button here turns on a hill hold feature, which a corresponding light comes up here in the instruments. What that does is if the car senses you're on a steep enough incline with the car either in drive or reverse, it will automatically set the parking brake. And then the way this parking brake works actually is if you have your seatbelt on, if you have the transmission either in drive or reverse, with your seatbelt on, all you have to do is tap the gas and it releases the parking brake automatically. So we'll go ahead and set that. Again, as I said, this does have the lighter interior, and I can say I really like the black with the ivory combo. However, I've learned the hard way that this is the hardest color combination to keep clean. Black cars, they show everything: dirt, scrapes, scratches, and these light seats and all the leather surfaces in here, they get dirty quickly, and they start to show dirt and stains and things like that, and you really have to stay on top of keeping it clean to keep it looking nice. So that's one thing I would recommend. If you were to buy this car and you don't want to have to deal with that, definitely get the black interior. Now overall, there are a lot of familiar parts in the interior here. Like, for example, both the ignition button here and the stalks here on the steering column are the same as what are in a lot of older, meaning about 10 years ago, Toyota and Lexus models. Now I know Toyota owns a small share of Subaru's parent company, which is Fuji Heavy Industries, so that makes sense. And another little fun fact is these window switches and door lock switches, they also look a little bit familiar, and I realized that these were used in a lot of older Nissan and Infiniti products. So a lot of familiar parts in here, not a bad thing. Here's the steering wheel. The 2018 models have a new one now, but this is what a lot of the 2016 and 17 Subarus had in terms of their steering wheel. You have audio and phone controls here on the left. These down here control the trip computer. Some other information it shows you. And then you can go into this menu here and configure it even more. You can change the units, you can change the sounds, or the volume levels of the eyesight alerts and rear cross traffic alerts. So that's all dealt with through here. Analog tachometer and speedometer, fuel gauge, and temperature gauge. And then 2 trip meters, of course. You can see I have 28,649 miles on it. I do a lot of highway driving in this car, and it's been terrific. Seats are really comfortable. The car feels spacious enough without being too big, and the all-wheel drive is great for trips where you have to deal with changing weather conditions like rain or snow. It's really confidence-inspiring. Okay, now we're down on the dashboard on the lower left side. Over here we have, from the top left side, we have the trunk release, we have the switch for the steering responsive fog lights. This blank button would be the power liftgate because the Outback uses this same assembly. Panel dim up here on the right, and then below it, traction control, blind spot monitor with rear cross traffic alert. This turns off lane departure warning, and this turns off the forward collision warning. And then if we go back to the door, you do get two-person memory seats. However, all this does is it saves just the seating position. It doesn't save the mirrors. But, you know, that's still nice to have. And then you'll also notice there's a little blue LED here in the grab handle on both of the front doors. That's a nice little touch at night. Again, with eyesight, this is all for the adaptive cruise control. This button here is for the active lane keep assist, which was added for the 2016 models. Nice steering wheel. This does have electronic power steering, but it's quite good. It does have some feel to it. It's not totally numb, totally light. It's quite good, actually. This is the new mirror or rear view mirror that the 2017 models have, and basically all the other 2017 Subarus have now. Here are the cameras for eyesight up here. Sunglass holder, dome lights, Starlink, and the sunroof controls. This just has a regular size sunroof, no panoramic, but that's fine with me. Let's take a look under the hood. Now we're losing daylight, so I can't take too long here. Now that the car is running, I can show you the LED fog lights. They're a huge improvement over the factory halogens. I just think they look a lot cleaner. The thing with the fog lights now is they make the HID headlights look more yellow, which I wasn't expecting, but I prefer it this way over to what comes out of the factory. And we are looking at the 3.6 liter Boxer 6-cylinder engine. This is the EZ36 motor. Puts out 256 horsepower and 247 pound-feet of torque. As I said, all-wheel drive, and it runs through the CVT transmission. And I did the last oil change myself. Pretty easy. It does take 6.9 quarts of motor oil though, so that's kind of a lot for this engine size. But K&N Air Filter, this is just a plastic cover. This will reveal the engine. If you take it off, you can see the intake manifold right on top. It kind of looks like a six-legged spider. But anyway, there's a short overview of the 2017 Subaru Legacy.